I guess. I mean, it's had my attention since I was little, because it's coming up to the train tracks and seeing trains go by, like coming from New York and all over the United States, and just sitting there and like, you know, you're caught by a train, you're sitting there for like 10 minutes sometimes, and just seeing these different things, like beautiful images go past you and different things. I didn't actually really get involved with it until I was here and I met a painter, and I don't know what the hell the other kid was, but he was more of a graffiti artist, I think, than even the kid who was ridiculous with spray paint claimed that he was. You know what I mean? He was one of these people that claimed he wasn't a graffiti artist, and I kind of like took that kind of knowledge from him about like what it takes to be a graffiti artist or something like that. Just hanging out with them and starting to paint and pick up cans. My name is Daniel Martino. Everybody calls me Tito. I mean, I do graffiti, you know, because it's fun to me. It's fun to, like, you know, take over a section and then walk away from it and see it, and see that you've, you know, taken over a wall that's, you know, pretty good sized or something like that. At the same time, too, I do a lot of, I say, like banners for people or murals for things, you know what I mean? Is that considered graffiti? Like, well, sometimes we're using spray paint. It's a rough call because it's not something that is boxed in the educational system and stuff like that, you know what I mean? They touch base on it in the art world, like in schools and stuff like that, but like still, like, it's something that you can't box in and you can't contain, so it's kind of hard to like put a label on it. Because like I said, I always leave things open-ended on it, you know, because I believe there's like a bunch of different types and forms of graffiti. Depends on like what you're doing, you know what I mean? Makes you a graffiti artist, or, you know, what we did down there is really not graffiti. It's legal walls, you know, yada yada. So it's like, you know, there is an essence of it, you know what I mean? But it's more like a big-ass wall to like paint murals on and stuff like that, you know? Other art forms I participate and explore, in the visual arts realm, graphic design, printmaking, sometimes sculptural stuff, just depends on, you know, what it is that someone really wants done. Typography, I guess you'd have to throw that one in there. I write too, I'm an MC, so I write a lot, different things like that. You know, and it's the same thing, like each element of something that you do is like you're kind of fueled by stuff you've done in the past.
I see it coming from the dark side, running away, cause the stench of the pig is right under the frame, obscured by clouds, knowing how observing crowds can mislead them out of victory and serve the proud. What
does it take to be an artist, you know, is another aspect of it too. And the whole thing that graffiti art and the art world are kind of like these two different entities that really, I mean, they have come in intertwined with each other and different things like that, but it's, they're completely off in their own different realms. They have their own kind of rules and unwritten rules and different things like that, because when it comes down to graffiti, it comes down to, you know, almost anything can be graffiti. You don't have to touch a spray can, you can still be a graffiti artist. I might be in the mood to do a bunch of computer work, you know, at one time, where, you know, I'm doing a lot of different graphic design. Some stencils are real poetic, you know what I mean? There was one that was always around a few years ago, this little girl screaming, you know what I mean? It's just like, you know, it's simple, you know, it took them, you know, 10 seconds to actually paint it, you know what I mean, somewhere, but it's like someone took the time to cut it, do all this, and then found little cool places to put her at, you know what I mean? You just see her like in the corner somewhere like screaming, you're like, oh, little girl, you know what I mean? Like, and other times where, you know, just completely not in the mood for that and would rather like sit and just sketch with, you know, my daughter's markers or something like that and not do anything, you know? So it's a whole different realm of things, especially with that aspect, because there's always art supplies around. So you can never get away from it. If you keep that kind of stuff in your life and around you, you can never completely get away from it, I don't think.
We having a good time in here. Cheers to that. wheels, what's that I hear in the background? Mass appeal, cats on back spinning, cats attached to cans, hand heroes on the back wall. Clap your hands, that's the jam, that's the joint. Back to the point, rap with a point rap back to the light. Like the joint and joint raps, most on point cats. The cat from Catwoman would happily point that, but that's beside the point, Jack. Lemon jelly joints for Jack, getting jacked and joined with rap. In the verse, I'm like Jackie joining Kersey on the track, and I'll never have mercy on the whack. In the game with the name, check the jersey on the back. No fame, take the check with my name and cursive on the back, though. Doing dirt like backhoes with contracts with tobacco and beyond that. And we on that next level, comrade. Call dad, tell him you need money for your fall class, and then spend that on a Dock City show. Buy a small t-shirt for a big titty hoe. A couple drinks if she ain't that pretty, bro. Inhibitions go when you hit it.